welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor and today we are reacting to Gracie Abrams' sophomore album, The Secret of Us. But before we hop in the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you love all things music. So I'm going to preface this reaction by saying I'm definitely more of a casual local listener of Gracie's. I haven't really gotten too much into her previous projects. The song that I've heard from her that is my most favorite prior to what she's been releasing this time around was The Bottom, so if that tells you anything about my taste, I love the most poppy production. Sad and Slow is not really my jam. But from what I've heard so far from Risk and Close to You so far, those are songs that have really been piquing my interest. I've been loving the production. Plus, I heard we have Jack and Aaron on the album. So, I mean, I'm ready to see what we have here. Plus, we have a Taylor Swift feature. In terms of song titles, the ones I'm most excited to listen to, obviously, Good Luck Charlie. I just want to see what she does with that. Us, Taylor Swift, Gave you I. I don't know what the repetition is there. And then Blowin' Smoke. Blowin' Smoke sounds like a country song that I've listened to before by Casey Musgraves. So I'm curious to see if we have a country vibe going on there. But without further ado, like with all song reactions, things will likely be sped up due to copyright. And let's go ahead and hop into the reaction to the first song, which is Felt Good About You.
Felt good about you till I didn't. Cross lines past life's clear vision. Felt good about you. Felt good about you. The way you demanded, picture perfect like you planned it. Can't believe the way we landed, falling through. Held my breath for your reaction like the first time that we happened. We were fighting more than laughing, black and blue.
I'm curious to see if we go with a build here, but she did open up with our chorus here saying, I felt good about you till I didn't. Cross lines, past lives, clear vision. So basically she's talking about like everything was great until it wasn't. It's like there was a moment that happened where it's like, oh no, things have gone right. And then she said, surefire train wreck omission. So she's like, basically she's like, it was imminent danger and we just didn't see it. Like when Sabrina said there were tornado warnings and we were ignoring them. This is what we're getting here so far. And then we have a verse 1. It says, got what you demanded, picture perfect like you planned it. Can't believe the way we landed. Fallen through. Held my breath for your reaction like the first time that we happened. We were fighting more than laughing, black and blue. She's basically like, you know, we built this like picture perfect existence. Like everything looked good in its nice little like golden picture frame. Perfect little picture of a happy little couple. But then you kind of start to see the edges of that frame fraying and cracking, and it's like slowly we devolved from someone who was happy and laughing all the time, and that laughing turned to yelling and screaming and fighting, and it just kind of continued on from there. That whole black and blue, like we were beating up our relationship. So curious. In terms of Sonics, I kind of want to build, but I'm intrigued.
Got me where you want me in your palm, it's almost funny. All my friends, they tried to stop me, wanting you. But I was never meant to listen, not until I found a reason. It took all of me to walk away and choose. Felt good about you, felt good about you. Really got me thinking, future planning for no reason. There were nights I skipped out sleeping, cause of you. And I had less than half of something, what you gave was what I wanted. Till I realized I felt fuller without you.
I'm glad I have the lyrics up on this, because I think I've said this before. I'm the kind of person when I first hear songs, the actual like lyrics go over my head. Like all I hear is like sound, and my brother gets on to me this all the time. He's like, but there's such amazing lyrics. I'm like, Brandon, when the radio is on, I hear nothing of the lyrics. I know there's noise going on, but you know. So I guess as a lyric focused album, we're gonna have to have these ingenious pulled up. So in verse 2 she said, got me where you want me in your palm, it's almost funny. All my friends, they tried to stop me wanting you. It's like all my friends. I'm also getting a little Olivia Rodrigo, because was it what, I don't know what song it was on Sour, maybe Stranger, not Sour, Guts, but I feel like Stranger was there. It's like my friends, they see it, they see the red flags, but I don't see the forest for the trees quite yet. But I was never meant to listen, not until I found a reason. It took all of me to walk away and choose. She's like, It's kind of that whole is like when Taylor Swift said, but daddy, I love him, and it's like, oh, I don't care until I see it for myself. I have the blinders on. And then she keeps changing in the chorus. She said, fell hard, then I lost your interest. Bad nights, new girls, misgivings. So she's like, fell hard, then I lost your interest. It's like, it could be a person, like the person that she was with lost interest first and she just didn't recognize it, and then it's like bad nights, we're fighting, new girls, they might be cheating, misgivings, it's like, oh, you might be doing some little indiscretions. Then the next chorus, she said, fought hard through premonitions, you felt nice for a bad decision. She's like, the premonitions, like, I saw the future for what it was, I saw the red flags and I ignored it, and you felt good. It's like, it's a good time for a bad guy is basically what she's saying. And then we have a bridge. I'm so glad the return to bridges. I love a bridge. Really got me thinking, future planning for no reason. There were nights I skipped out sleeping because of you. It's like, you had me seeing the future. Future, not for what it was before I wanted it to be, and I lost sleep over you. And I had less than half of something. What you gave was what I wanted till I realized I felt fuller without you. Yeah, I'm really getting some Olivia Rodrigo sense here. I know everyone's like, stop comparing the girlies, but sometimes I'm like, I just pick up on the connections in my head, so I'm not comparing them, but it's very good. It's very interesting to see this as the album opener. Then we have Risk, and I've already listened to Risk, I won't be reacting to it, but Risk, from what I understand, is like falling in love for the first time. So I'm wondering if following up with that is blowing smoke, is that blowing smoke is just going to be like, I'm blowing smoke, or they blowing smoke? Are we going to follow on that first love train? I'm curious to see.
I cut the rope and you fell from the tower. I let it go for my peace of mind. Bit the bullet, it didn't hurt, but I still hate the image of you kissing her. Tell me, is she prettier than she was on the internet? Are your conversations cool, like are you even interested? I know who you are, brighter than the stars. Tell me if she takes you far. They're just blowing smoke, I'll say what they want. I know everything they don't.
Okay, we kind of got that country vibe. Now, Genius here has a little bit of information for us about the song going forth. So, the song's narrative portrays the internal struggle of moving on from a relationship while grappling with the feelings of jealousy and the haunting presence of an ex's new romantic interest. Okay, I kind of got the vibe. The people who are blowing smoke are the girls trying to appease this new person. Okay. She says, like, cut the rope and you fell from the tower. I let it go for my peace of mind. Bit the bullet, it didn't hurt. But I still hate the image of you kissing her. I chalk it up to it's all for the better. She's like, I am the one who ended it. Like, I did this for the betterment of me. However, even though I know this is for the better, I still, I still don't feel that great. I still kind of feel like shit because you're moving on and I haven't yet. And I don't like you with them. I don't want to see it. It's like, I hope you're happy, but not happier. Eh? And I bet you're at her place right now. You're taking off her shoes. She's lying down. I love how you said taking off her shoes. That is not where I would have gone with that. She's a little wholesome there. Tell me, is she prettier than she was on the internet? Are your conversations cool? Like, are you even interested? I know what you are, brighter than the stars. Tell me if she takes you far. She's like, yeah, you met on the internet. I love this era of internet dating because I feel like even like people who I wouldn't be like, oh, you're dating an internet starlet. It was just like, oh, now we're in that. We're all online dating. And she's basically saying, she's like, I know you better than them. She's like, are you actually being for real? Are you actually interested? Or are you just like kind of faking it? Like, are you blowing smoke? Far enough away from all the baggage you've been carrying, up another hill to all the girls who will help you bury it. They're just blowing smoke. I'll say what they won't. I know everything they don't. She's like, listen, all these girls, these people you be meeting, they don't actually know you, and they're just like out here like trying to give you that like good first impression. And she's like, screw it. Like, I'm gonna tell them, I'm gonna say it as it is because you ain't that good. It's like, you ain't that good, but also maybe don't want you to be that happy. Okay, I'm really getting into it. I kind of want to see where she takes us.
You stupid, going out. If she's got a pulse, she meets your standards now. Find your books pretentious now. At the time they fed the fantasy. I was so impressed at your hotel. You could try get read aloud to me. I bet you think about me now. But you should be sleeping. Tell me, is she pretty?
Gracie got cheeky. She got a little pissed off in this song. Okay? She said verse 2, I hear your voice like a boom in my tower. I sleep alone I'm completely fine. She's like, yeah, I'm fine. We all know what you mean when you say, I'm fine. And you look stupid going out. If she's got a pulse, she meets your standards now. You feel nothing, yet you still let her. And then to top it off, she says in the chorus, but I bet you're at her place now. You couldn't point her out in any crowd. She's basically like, you are just, sleeping with whoever, who basically ever meets the standards of will sleep with you. And she's like, nothing special. Like, they're nothing special. Because, you're nothing special anymore. Okay. And then the bridge. The bridge is basically like, I feel like coming to consensus with how she feels. And I find your books pretentious now. At the time, they'd fed the fantasy. I was so impressed at your hotel. Took a drag and read aloud to me. Obviously, we love a person who reads. But as someone who's a reader and who has a book channel, links down below, we have that difference between the person who reads for the enjoyment and just like sharing that, and the person who reads and thinks they're better than them. Like, I read high literature. I am a classics only nonfiction reader, and I know better than you. Love that image. And you knew my last love let me down. It was your one perfect opening. And I bet you think about me now, Taylor Swift, when you should be sleeping. I love that in Felt Good About You, she had that I was losing sleep over you. And she's like, I bet you're losing sleep over me now. And then she ends with a cool little upbeat outro. Okay, I see it. Then we're moving into a shorter track. I Love You, I'm Sorry. I do believe, isn't there a song that she has called I Miss You, I'm Sorry? I don't know if I've heard it or not, but I'm curious to see what this one sounds like.
I told the truth, oh, but you didn't like it, you went home. Yeah, that's just the way life goes. I like to slam doors closed. Trust me, I know it's always about me. I love you, I'm sorry.
Interesting. Let's look at some genius annotations here. They got some things today. The title is a playoff of Abrams' April 2020 single I Miss You, I'm Sorry, and the track was teased on Instagram. Okay, so obviously it is a callback, I guess, to that lyrics. He said 2 August ago. Apparently on her EP, This Is What It Feels Like, Gracie says, flaked on me back in August, and if I'm honest, you've gotten harder to figure out. Okay, we see some thorough line going through. I told the truth, oh, but you didn't like it, you went home. You're in your bins, I'm by the gate, now you go alone. Charm all the people you train for, you mean well, but aim low, and I'll make it known like I'm getting paid. She's basically like, listen, things were said, I said them, you didn't like it, and now we are on our separate paths, we are alone. And she's like, you are the most charming person, but you aim low. Like, you go for those gut punches, like, you like to hit them where it hurts. And she's like, I'm going to let them know that you aren't as good as you say you are or as you appear to be. Then the chorus is very simple. It says, that's just the way life goes. I like to slam doors closed. Trust me, I know it's always about me. I love you. I'm sorry. She's like, listen, I know I'm the person who likes to slam doors closed. I know I'm the person who shuts people off. And I know I make it all about me. And she's like, I know, I love you. I'm sorry. I'm curious to see where else this goes.
Summers from now, we'll have been talking, but not all that often. We're cool now. I push my luck, it shows. Thankful you don't send someone to kill me. You were the best, but you were the worst. As sick as it sounds, I loved you first. I was a dick, it is what it is. I happen to get the age-old curse. I tend to laugh whenever I'm sad. Stare at the crash, it actually works. Making amends, shit never ends. I'm wrong again.
The information, though, that we got in that bridge and that chorus outro situation we had here. So verse 2 takes us to the present. 2 summers from now, we'll have been talking, but not all that often. We're cool now. I'll be in a boat, you're on a plane, going somewhere same, and I'll have a drink, wistfully leaning out my window and watch the sunset on the lake. I might not feel real, but it's okay. She's like, okay, time has passed. We're good, but also I'm not good. And then she changes the chorus again where she says, I push my luck, it shows. Thankful you don't send someone to kill me. She's like, I push my luck. This says she might be reaching out. She might still be admitting feelings to this person. And she's like, but also I know I kind of messed up and I ticked you off. Then the bridge and this outro You were the best, but you were the worst. As sick as it sounds, I loved you first. She's like, you weren't that great, but also I kind of messed it up. I was a dick. It is what it is. A habit to kick. The age-old curse. Oh, she's like, yeah, she's like, I was a little rude. I was a little mean. I may have been saying some things. I tend to laugh whenever I'm sad. I stare at the crash. It actually works. Making amends, this shit never ends. I'm wrong again, wrong again. She's basically like saying, looking back on it now, I see it for what it was and I kind of messed up. And she's like, I'm trying to make amends, but it's also kind of been motivated by me still being in love with you. And then the outro, she adds, enjoy riding down our road, lay on the horn to prove that it haunts me. She's like, I'm going back down memory lane, you know. And then she says, I want to speak in code, hope that won't make it about me. She's like, listen, I'm trying to make amends, but also I kind of recognize that I'm making amends because of, personal motivations and not because I'm actually wanting to say I'm sorry. Okay. We're on a track 5. We all know what a track 5 means in the Swiftyverse, and it just so happens to be the Taylor Swift feature, Us. Now, I did kind of hear it on a Grady live stream this weekend, but like I said, basically all lyrics go over in my head the first time I listen to a song anyways if I don't have them in front of me. So let's see what this song sounds like.
It felt just like a joke. I show you don't know. Talking, if history's clear, someone always ends up in ruins. It must seem like fate becomes what the hell was I doing? Do you miss us? Us? I felt it, you held it. Do you miss us? Us? Wonder if you regret the secret of us.
Okie dokie. I'm getting imagery here. It's very, very haunting. According to a genius, it says, Us explores the aftermath of a broken relationship filled with regret and longing. Abrams and Swift reflect on the intense connection they had with their exes, questioning if their exes missed the relationship as much as they do. Ooh, we got an Aaron and Jack production going on here. Yes, we do. So verse 1 says, I know you know it felt just like a joke. I show you don't. And now we're talking. It's like, I show you don't. She's like, listen, I know you know things went down. And she's like, I show that I'm still affected, but you seem to not. I know your ghost. I see her through the smoke. She'll play her show and you'll be watching. She says, I know you. I know who you are. I know, like, I can see it. I can see who you are. And then it says, and if history's clear, someone always ends up in ruins, and what seemed like fate becomes, what the hell was I doing? Babylon lovers hanging lifetimes on a vine. Do you miss mine? I mean, is that not just giving Cowboy Like Me throwback Taylor Swift? Hanging on your lips like the gardens of Babylon. They've got a lot of like ancient Grecian, like just ancient historical like reference here, because if history is clear, someone always ends up in ruins. It's like ruins, like the ruins of a great monument, ruins of a great something. What seemed like fate becomes, what the hell was I doing? Obviously the fates and the discussion of fate of like, we were fated to be together. Then Babylon lovers hang in lifetimes on a vine, talking about the great gardens of Babylon. And then she's like, do you miss mine? And then it's a simple chorus that says, do you miss us? I felt it, you held it, do you miss us? Wonder if you regret the secret of us. We have a title track lyric. I wonder what made her think like this was the title track to go with. But yeah, she's basically saying like, I know what I feel, and I know I miss my part in this, but like, do you miss the image that was us? So interesting to see where Taylor comes in here. Well, that was a bridge. That was the bridge. Okay, first to let's throw it back. We have Taylor coming in a little more here. I know you know it felt like something old. It felt like something holy, like souls bleeding. Obviously, the old imagery, because we have a really like a very like biblical, very like ancient historical sort of vibe going in here with these allusions and metaphor going on. You can kind of tell that Taylor Swift was writing tortured poets at the same time. It feels like Gracie was writing The Secret of Us, because it kind of, you see those like religious metaphors that are very prominent on TCPD kind of make their way in here. I'm curious to see what Taylor touched lyrically and what Gracie touched lyrically, and like maybe what was a melding of minds here. It felt like what I've known. You're 29 years old, so how can you be cold when I open my home? Who's 29 years old? Does Genius know who's 29 years old? Apparently. Okay, apparently it's a rumored relationship with actor Dylan O'Brien. Interesting. Don't know if that's true, but okay. I was like, Gracie's only like 1 year older than me, so she's 25. I mean, that's not like a big age gap. I'm not completely sure. But yeah. And then it says in the pre-chorus, and if history's clear, the flames always end up in ashes. And what seemed like fate, give it 10 months and you'll be past it. 10 months, clean anyone? Babylon lovers hanging missed calls on the line. Maroon, I gave you mine. Okay. Flames ending up in ashes, burning us down. Okay. And then it said bridge. That night you were talking false prophets and prophets. So false prophets, like people talking about false gods, like false scripture, like false premonitions and like religion. And then prophets, like actual money, like you rely on people who like, you rely on like false religion and then like money. They make in the margins of poetry sonnet. Margins of poetry sonnets. Marjorie, it's also giving that whole like money vibe, because you know margins big thing in money. Then poetry sonnets really given that like you never read up on it, shame, you could have learned something. Okay. Robert Bly, on my nightstand, gifts from you, how ironic. Robert Bly alludes to the concept of toxic masculinity, as Bly was the leader of the mythopoetic men's movement, which focused on the belief that natural masculinity has been suppressed in contemporary society. Oh my god. She's like really calling again. That's that whole, you read these books because you the kind of like pretentious little boy. Okay, the curse on a miracle, hearse on an oracle. I love death on the hearse or an oracle. It's like, was it death or was it like premonition? You're incomparable. Fuck, it was chemical. You plus me. Oh, she's like giving that chemical equation. You plus me equals us. And then in this chorus outro, I felt it, you held it, do you miss us? Wonder if you regret the secret of us. Mistaken for strangers the way it was. She's like, people could have like, wouldn't even guess that we were together. The pain of, the rain of, the flame of us. Because, you know, we burned down to ashes. The passion was there, but it burned us in the end. The outline will sometimes you miss us. Like, the outline could refer to like a manuscript, like a poetry. And then the best kind will sometimes do you miss us. And that was my TED Talk, because I need to really dive into those lyrics. Let's move on to the next track. Let It Happen, another long one.
No, I know. I'm a walking contradiction, and it shows. Got a history of being in control. I've never craved someone's attention as much as yours thought I should mention. I bet all my money that I will lose to you and in my life. Here's the hope and you're worth all my time. Turn me into something tragic. Just for you, I let it happen.
I think we're in a moving on sort of stage here with this song. Let's review. We have verse 1 and verse 2. No, I know I'm a walking contradiction, and it shows. Got a history of being in control. I'm aware that I could end up here alone. She's like, listen, because it's a whole song about let it happen, letting it go with the flow. But she's saying in the first verse, she's like, listen, I know I like to be in control, but you know, maybe I'm going to let it happen. Maybe I'm going to go with the flow. But then we spoke. I had a backbone made of glass, and then it broke. I love that line. Now I stay up and I wait here by the phone. If you're ready, all I mean is we could go. It's kind of giving me that risk vibe. She's like, listen, I was steadfast. I wasn't going to do this shit again. And then she's like, psych, actually, now I'm sitting by the phone hoping they call. So, I've never quite craved someone's attention as much as yours. Thought I should mention that. Then she says, I'd bet all my money that I will lose to you and hand you my life. Here's to hoping you're worth all my time. I might barely know you, but still, she's like, it's really that beginning stage of the relationship. She's like, yeah, this is gonna fuck me up, but also, you know, kind of gonna let it happen. Don't love you yet, but probably will. Turn me into something tragic. Just for you, I let it happen. She's like, I see what's gonna happen. I see the bad that's about to come. And I'm just gonna let it go with the flow. You know what? I'm gonna let you destroy me. Little by little.
I can tell that I'm projecting half the time. I lack context, so I've made up all these lines. She turned on my skies to pouring rain. Lock me out the house again. Is this how you see me now? I'm reeling in a mind. Break the windows, let myself back in. Lost it for a minute, babe. Get my shit together, it's whatever, but I could die. You're still hoping you're worth all my time. I'm looking good my time. I barely know you, but still.
The Bridges have been hitting on this album. I don't know if she went to Taylor Swift School of Bridges or what, but damn, they're cool. They're fun. Verse 3, but it's fine because I can tell that I'm projecting half the time. It's kind of that whole, like, you know, things screaming from the past, the things that, like, have happened in your past that hold you back. She's like, I know I'm projecting half the time. I lack context, so I've made up all these lies. It's the only thing that helps me sleep at night. She's like, I don't know where this relationship is going. Like, we're still too new. That this context that I would have to, like, make me feel more secure is not there. So I'm gonna start making shit up in my head. Oh man, and now I'm looking in the mirror. You made me vain. I can't believe I have to be her. She's like, you've made me like so aware and insecure because I want to be with you as much as possible. Then the bridge, she says, you've turned all my skies to pouring rain. Locked me out the house again. Is this how you see me? Now I'm reeling and I might break the windows. Let myself back in. Lost it for a minute there. She's like, listen, in my head, you see me as this hot mess. Like someone who is sad, depressed, person who's just like all up in arms in the chaos of their own mind. But she's like, I might have lost it for a minute there. Get my shit together. It's whatever, but I could die. The hyperbole of this song and everything. Knowing that you're probably out somewhere while I'm in my underwear eating through my feelings, I'm still reeling. But it's fine. It's fine. She's like, I'm at home doing nothing but, you know, eating my feelings away. And you're out here living your life. She's like, oh, thank God that you're not seeing this. I'll spare you from everything if you would still have me. I'll be waiting all my life. She's kind of like come to her senses by the end there. She's like, I may feel like a hot mess, but also if you still want me, I'm like, I'm gonna hide that hot mess nature from you. Just for a hot second, like keep my inner turmoil to myself. Next is track 7, another short one called Tough Love. Who's getting the tough love, you or your partner?
I took a train to Boston and I wanted to cry. He's gone, I'm 24 and it's a Saturday night. I ran and took his jacket with the rip in the side. I hate when we fight, sucks when we fight, but honestly whatever. He's just one of the boys I'll date for like a summer and I leave when I'm bored this trip. I laughed a second, he tried to call my bluff. I guess it's always funny until it's not. When I left and there the feeling, couldn't guess what I'd be leaving. For no chance I was my 20s, I'm random and not one of them is more than all my friends. I hate to leave you then, but no, we're leaving.
I like the beat. I like the beat. This is another cheeky little number here. I took the train to Boston and I wanted to cry. He's gone, I'm 24 and it's a Saturday night. She's like, dang it, I'm out here in my 20s when I should be living it up and having fun on a Saturday night, and I'm crying because of this man, this person. I ran and took his jacket with the rip in the side. I hate when we fight, sucks when we fight, but honestly, whatever, he's just one of the boys I'll date for like a summer and I'll leave when I'm bored. She's like, listen, girl perspective is like, he ain't that great. Like, he ain't shit. This train is full of strangers, but I might like him more. Said I might like him more. No, I like him more. She's like, listen, the possibilities are endless. Fish in the sea here. You like these people way more than you like that dude who just made you cry. And then she says, and that's just tough love, but I mean it, really mean it. I'm not charmed, so I'm leaving. She's like, listen, your charm, not there. I don't see it. I laughed the second he tried to call my bluff. I guess it's always funny until it's not. When I left him there to fill it, couldn't guess what I'd be leaving for. She's like, listen, She's like, couldn't guess what I'd be leaving for. She's like, I don't know why I'm leaving, but also kind of just gonna leave you. She says, no chance I waste my 20s on random men. Not one of them is cooler than all my friends. She's like, listen, I got life to live, youth to have. She's like, you ain't worth it. She says, I hate to leave him bleeding, but I know now what I'm leaving for. It's like, oh my gosh, like I'm recognizing. She's like, oh yeah, I have life to live. Now I know why I don't want to be with you and your shit. I like the vibes. I like the vibes.
It's kind of tempting just to see if you float the benches by the Charles, gave me somewhere to go. I feel like I'm home, there's a part on the road. I'm not gonna miss the way he kicked me in my bed while sleeping. And I'm not gonna miss his shitty friends and nights of their bitch drinking. And I'm not gonna miss his old inflated ego, shallow thinking. And I'm not gonna miss denying that I got my own business.
I feel like girl deserves a clap on the back because this song is just saying facts, basically, is what it's saying. We love that you came to the realization. Verse 2, I'm walking by the river and I stop by the boats. At night, it's kind of tempting just to see if you'd float. Oh, dear Lord, why are we all referencing jumping off things? Jumping in the river. Okay. The benches by the Charles gave me somewhere to go. I feel like I'm home. There's a bar down the road. She's like, okay, come to my senses. Like, I realize I got stuff to live for and do. I'm wasted with the sister of a boy that I met through someone back in college. She's a weird intellect. She liked to tell the truth and she was harsh but direct. Her boyfriends all left. But she had that effect. She's like, listen, she knew what she was talking about. She was smart. She knew it. But that's just tough love, and you're lucky to receive it, right? He'll crumble to pieces. He's like, listen, honey, you're lucky to even be on the receiving end of my love. Then in the chorus she adds in, when I left him there in pieces, not one of them is smarter than all my friends. Aren't we saying facts? The bridge, yeah. No, I'm not gonna miss the way he'd kick me in bed while sleeping, and I'm not gonna miss his shitty friends and nights of their binge drinking, and I'm not gonna miss his old inflated ego, shallow thinking, hey, Robert Bly, apparently he's older than her, he's got an inflated ego, we get it, and I'm not gonna miss denying that I've got my own damn reasons to, live and do things on my own. She's like, because I can, babes, because I can, and that should be answer enough. Okay, I'm growing to really enjoy what I'm listening to right now. Up next is a song called I Knew It, I Know You. Okay, we're going back to little blowing smoke references.
I swear to God, I haven't thought of you in ages. I've lived a lot, I've loved and lost, I've let the rain in. I'm pretty sure, I've heard you never faced it. And all I did was write about me. I heard they almost killed you. Well, I knew it, I know you, I called it. And I think that you earnestly have waited on apologies, but I can't pretend that I'm sorry.
I love it when she says in one of the songs, she said, I love you, I miss you, I'm sorry. And then in this song, she's like, I'm not sorry. I'm not. I swear to God, I haven't thought of you in ages. I've lived a lot, I've loved and lost, I've let the rain in. I'm pretty sure, I've heard you never faced it. I understand I changed your plans, I had to, baby. She's like, listen, there's been some time in between. She's like, listen, I've lived life. We've moved on. She's like, I've heard kind of like through the grapevine that things didn't necessarily go the way you planned. And she's like, I know, because I had to do what was right by me. Instantly in the chorus she says, and all I did was right by me. I heard that almost killed you. Well, I knew it. I know you. I called it. And I think that you honestly have waited on apologies, but I can't pretend that I'm sorry when I'm not sorry. She's like, okay. Like, I actually do believe you think that I did something wrong in this situation, and maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but also, like, not sorry. She's like, I know you, I knew this would happen, and honestly, it's just whatever at this point. Am I in a sassy mood? I kind of am in a sassy mood. Let's continue.
We don't even know each other now. And I blow all my plans. If you leave me out, we could talk, we could get it. We could both calm down.
Well, that took a sad turn in my mind because, okay. Verse 2, so aren't you sad about the fact that you can't write me? I cheered the loudest for you when you won your trophies. I'm on the ground. How's the weather on your planet? An empty house. The noise is loud. It's how you stand it. She's like, you stand the alone time. You stand being basically off in your own world just by drowning it out with all the noise that you have. Then she says, and don't you feel alone at night or sort of kind of daily? And it makes me want to cry sometimes, but don't you know the deal now? She's like, listen, he's like, don't you feel sad, like, at all? Like, don't you feel bad at all? And then we have a bridge, and we don't even know each other now, and I'd blow all my plans if you'd meet me out. We could talk, we could get it, we could both calm down. And she has that whole calming down thing, even though she's like, listen, like, if you must have closure, if you really need to know how it was and know what it is, we can meet out and we can both get that. And then verse 3 really just had me reeling, because she said, it all changed for me and I told you you had the wrong idea about me. She's like, I don't know who you was with, because it seems like you don't know who you was with and you don't know what you did. She said, and all I ever did was consider you until all I could do was consider me. She's like, I had to put myself first because you never could. I was your entertainment from a dark place. You don't know how to step outside yourself. It's not my fault you can't sit with the hard thing. You really thought you could get what you wanted. She's like, listen, I stopped playing your little puppet, your little doll, your entertainment just to like make yourself feel better, because you yourself are a selfish human. And she's like, and it's not my fault you can't sit with the fact that you messed up and that you no longer have me. And she's like, you really thought you would get what you wanted in the end? Because honey, no, you messed with me and you found out. You fucked around and you found out. Next track is another long one called Gave You I, Gave You I. I'm just curious to see what the repetition is for.
You were my worst time, you were the shoreline, you were the crash and now I break. Gave you my best days, gave you the deep pain, gave you I, gave you I, gave you I, gave you I. And you did all that I wouldn't do, erasing lines around us. I held my head, I used to hold you, but now I'll walk around us.
Well, she said gut punch to the heart, basically. You were the worst time, you were my worst time, you were the shoreline, you were the crash, and now I break. She's like, literally that whole crash and break of like waves hitting the shore. She's like, you were the incoming tsunami and now bam, I'm broken. Like what okay. Gave you my best days, gave you the deep pain. We have the gave you I situation. Am I what you wanted? Was I self-appointed? She's like, am I actually what you wanted, or was I just what I thought you wanted? I slowly moved into your house. All of my dark blue covered it for you, but I'm just so embarrassed now. She's like, my sadness, my depression that was very prevalently there, I hid it from you. And now I'm just like, why did I do that? Like, what did I do? And you did all that I wouldn't do, erasing lines around us. I held my head. I used to hold you, but now I'll walk around us. And I can't lie and claim confused when I know just what happened. You got bored and I felt used. Now I'm all sad about it. Kind of in that last one, she's like, I was your sad entertainment. I was your dark entertainment. And now I'm just like, and she's kind of talking about like kind of how like she realized like he checked out. Like boy checked out. She's like, oh. So basically all I was like a means to an end to you. And she's like, now all that sadness, that dark blue that I hid away, now it's coming back.
When did you slip through my fingers? Did I ever have you? Was I just a placeholder to fill the hole inside you? I've been feeling sick, but I should help myself not call you. Nothing left to say, 'cause you're not over her now, are you?
I feel like the bridge really spilled some stuff there, but let's go to verse 2 and like examine here. What did I ask for that I now pay for? Would it have killed you to explain that you weren't ready? And you nearly told me, and I still gave you my honest commitment. And she's basically saying like, you weren't ready to move on, and you nearly told me, but hey, I still gave you my honest commitment. I sat and listened. I was your floorboard holding it down. She's like, I was the bandage that was covering up your remaining feelings. You went off running away from something that I have nothing to do with now. She said, you ran off from this relationship because you just couldn't, you just weren't ready. When did you slip through my fingers? Did I ever have you? She's like, were we really ever like in love, or were you still in love with someone else? Was I just a placeholder to fill the hole inside you? She's like, I'm just taking the place of this other woman here. I've been feeling sick, but I should help myself, not call you, right? She's like, move on, girl. Nothing left to say because you're not over her. Now are you? She's like, listen, I know. I've been beating around the bush this entire time, but really the truth is that you're in love with someone else. You're in love with your ex, and that's basically all that there is to say about it. Okay. Next song is Normal Thing, another long one. What is Normal Thing? What is normal?
Fall in love with movie stars when the lights are low and right at all their favorite bars. And the story you want is the story you guessed. And the plot line was rare. Swear I felt you right there. Maybe that was the beginning of our love affair.
Well, I'm just gonna say, if this is about Dylan O'Brien, I see it. I see it. It's a normal thing to fall in love with movie stars when the lights are low and red at all their favorite bars. Red, all too well 10-minute version. Music video. And the story you want is a story you get. Are you special, or was it all scripted in his head? She's like, listen, I'm falling in love with an actor. She's no stranger to actors. I mean, her father's J.J. Abrams. I was like, was this real, or are you just pulling out your skills and telling me what I think I need to hear? I remember when I saw your face not long ago. I was on my couch. You were on my screen. One of us was stoned. Okay. And the plot line was rare. Swear I felt you right there. Maybe that was beginning of our love affair. Ultimate version. It was rare. I was there. I remember it all too well. Okay. I did my pacing and reeling. I even think it looked cute at sometimes. I know there's more than that feeling. I didn't know for most of my life. Just kind of like I fell in love with the idea of you, and then you created this idea of you, and then it's like, oh shit, that's actually not real. Don't worry, I know I'll see you again. Oh, you'll make me cry when it comes to an end. You were great, what a show, but I don't recommend. Getting close, that's how it goes, but I'll see you again. Kind of taking this thing of like she dated an actor and she's like, okay, kind of comparing the relationship. Oh, it was a show, like you were a person, you were putting on performance. And she's like, listen, I know in the end you'll make me cry. I'm sure I'll see you again around. But also she's like, I don't recommend dating you because shit sucked. I mean, I'm just curious to see where else she takes us with some of these lyrics.
Normal thing for me to become underwhelmed. But to get that point, I see it all, you're something else. I think we call that performing. It's not how I want to spend my life. I did time, but I guess I'll see ya. You're a good guy, but I guess I'll see ya.
She's basically saying, I know now what it means to like date the actor that everyone wants. Like this, like everyone like kind of has what that starstruck like movie moment where it's like, oh, like I run into the actor and like I meet them and like they were so cute and fun on the screen, and then it's like now I'm with them and I'm actually like kind of don't like it. It's a normal thing for me to become underwhelmed, but I get the point. I see it all. You're something else. Couldn't you go quiet? No one noticed. I did, but I noticed everything, so you're not different. She's like, listen, you just kind of left me in the middle of the night. It's like you kind of left. Like no one even noticed that we was together. It's like the secret of us. Don't worry, the bridge. Had a good time, but I guess I'll see you. You're a good guy, but I guess I'll see you. And you changed my life, but I guess I'll see you because it's over now, so I guess I'll see you. She's basically saying, what a bland goodbye. She's like, you're good, it was fun. She also kind of changed my life, and now it's over, but it's like, I guess, sure, this happened. She's kind of, and was the whole basically in the pre-course, she said, I practiced speeches in private. I was impressed with my every line. I think we call that performing now. That's not how I want to spend my life. She's like, I don't want to spend my life pretending that I actually like you and that I want to be with you and that I like I want to say sorry and all that shit. So yeah, she's in a spicy mood. Up next is a song that I'm most curious about, and that's Good Luck Charlie, because I just like reference.
You keep a picture of Audrey inside of your wallet. Went for a drink and the bartender thought she was dead. Good luck, Charlie. I hope you're happy. This isn't what you wanted.
This is a very slow, somber number we've got going on. Okay, you keep a picture of Audrey inside of your wallet. Who's Audrey? This is the third time Gracie's best friend Audrey is directly referenced in her lyrics. Okay, so best friend Audrey. Okay, so I guess it's gonna be a song about that. You went for a drink and the bartender thought she was dead. He made you live out that nightmare and you literally lost it. You made a joke and you watch it go over his head. So I guess it's gonna be about someone who's in love with their best friend Audrey, and maybe they kind of fucked it up. Pre-chorus, and now it all comes down to you. It all comes down to you. Good luck, Charlie. I hope you're happy. This isn't what you wanted. You know that it's her or nothing. The titular Charlie is her best friend Audrey's ex-boyfriend. So, okay. So good luck, Charlie, obviously a reference to the show, but Charlie is the metaphorical ex-boyfriend. Audrey's the best friend. She's basically saying, you know, I know you fucked up, and you know it all came down to you in the end, and now you might be trying to make some amends, maybe.
Good luck, Charlie. I hope you're happy.
I don't know that there's much to say other than she's talking about her best friend's ex-boyfriend. Now when you fly over Michigan, I'll bet you see her right on the wing of the plane and the lakes and the sky. You can go home at night and you might really not need her, but you feel her everywhere. She is the love of your life. And it's basically saying, good luck, Charlie. I hope you're ready to let her go. She's like, you know, she was amazing. She was everything. And now she's just nothing to you. And she's like, I hope you're happy. Hope you're happy with the way things went down. So we're going to be entering the last track that we're reacting to today, which is Free Now, because I've already listened to Close to You, but I think Close to You is technically a song that's existed for a while, and it just happened to make it on this album. So I think Free Now is more of a traditional closer to the storyline. So let's see what it sounds like.
This isn't what you want. It's only how you feel. You openly admit you're far away from healing. And I hope you know I don't think you're a bad guy, that you're damaged. Took you 2 months, only 2 to raise the bar.
Interesting. This is definitely like a closure sort of song. This isn't what you want, it's only how you feel. You openly admit you're far away from healing, and I hate to pull the plug, but I think I get your deal. I finally know better than to wait for you back here. She's basically like saying, listen, it's like I've been talking to you, things have gone awry. She's like, but also I've kind of reached a point where I'm like, oh yeah, I know better now than to like wait for you. And I hope you know I don't think you're a bad guy, that you're damaged. Took you 2 months, only 2 to raise the bar. She's basically saying it only took 2 months to like raise the bar. Like no guy after you is like gonna like meet the standards. Like you've raised the standards. You're the saddest, but a good kid. Almost loved you, but I didn't. I could laugh now how we tried to play those parts. Those parts, this could be a reference to Normal Thing, kind of talking about performing that show, that acting out this relationship. She's like, listen, you're still a good guy. And she also said that in Normal Thing, I believe, as well. And basically saying, like, listen, you know, I know you're sad. I know shit's happened. I know things are bad. But also, she's like, just so you know, the relationship, technically, it wasn't bad. It just had to end. She's like, in the end, you still were a good experience.
It's a pain that I caught you at a bad time. It's a shame that I memorized your outline. You were straight up with me, you were so kind. But I knew what you knew, honey, great minds. And if you find yourself out, if there is a right time, chances are I'll be here. We could share a lifeline. If you feel like falling, catch me on the way down. Never been less empty, all I feel is free now.
This really does add like wraps it up, puts a pretty little bow on it, kind of talking about, literally, she's like, this whole album, she's kind of had that anger and she's kind of had sadness and she's been talking about the relationship, but she's basically, the whole conclusion is like, you weren't a bad guy, I just caught you at a bad time. And in the bridge it says, it's a pain that I caught you at a bad time, it's a shame that I memorized your outline. You were straight up with me, you were so kind, but I knew what you knew, honey, great minds. She's like, great minds think alike. She's like, listen, it's like, this is probably gonna fall out. It's probably gonna end bad. It was harsh because I lost what I wanted. I was brave when I kissed you in London. We're collateral here, man. We got hit. Hope you find somewhere safe for your baggage. Another callback. She's talking about someone carrying his baggage. In that line, you know, further back in the songs, every page that I wrote, you were on it. Feel you deep in my bones. You're the current. And I showed no restraint. It was something I was scared of till you made me love it. Interesting. You're the current. And it really just like in the outro, she says, if you find yourself out there, if there is a right time, chances are I'll be here. We could share a lifeline. If you feel like falling, catch me on the way down. Never been less empty. All I feel is free now. She's like, I'm free without you, but hey, if somewhere down the line there is a right time, we were, right place, wrong time sort of situation. If the right time actually comes our way, I'm here. If things should ever come around. And that is the end of our album reaction today. So let's hop into the ranking. So it's probably been a few days since I've listened and reacted to this album, so this is my tentative final ranking of The Secret of Us. I'm not completely sure how I feel about this album. I think upon first listen I can tell it's probably not going to be an album that I revisit too much, just because I enjoyed the lyricism and the vibes are there, but it's still not something that I would probably go back and put on repeat other than Risk. Risk sounds like a great track. Risk and Tough Love. Risk and Tough Love. I might those are there. So you can probably tell those are probably near the top. Obviously I love the Taylor feature Us. I kind of enjoy the story that she painted throughout this whole album, because you kind of got this full thorough picture of the relationship, and encapsulated the title The Secret of Us. It was a secret relationship that no one ever really got to know, and she's like, and it kind of comes at play that because I also never got to really know you within the relationship because you was always hung up on someone else. But let me know what you thought of the album. What was your favorite song? And what would you like me to react to next?